what, Charlie? I think he's right, dude. Only a couple of jabronis come out here without skates on. I gotta do this thing in skates, man. You know, work up a routine, really jazz the crowd.
You know, can I stop you, though?
Yeah.
You keep using this word jaBROni, and it's awesome.
First of all, iconic. I didn't know people still use the word jaBROni. The last time I've heard that, I think, was 1990. It was a tremendous throwback.
I never stopped using it.
You've been using it ever since?
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah,
And then everyone said jaBROni.
What is that? The future of radio, you jabronis.
jaBROnis. Cool word.
Hey, jaBROni, show some class.
She's right, Andy. You're being a jaBROni.
jaBROni, jaBRONI, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
We don't believe you jaBROnis. Nah. We don't believe you jaBROnis. Nah. We don't believe you jaBROnis.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the jaBROnis. We are back. We are back. I am still your reigning, defending, undisputed jaBROni World Champion, joined, as always, with Mr. Mike Butler. I don't know. Cheers.
Cheersy.
Yeah, we haven't been. Our last show was our WrestleMania.
Way before WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was our predictions. We had a last minute swerve where we had a double Butler attack.
I tell you what, for someone who never does it, she was it.
We wrote her off early in the car. We're like, oh, and then all of a sudden, we're like, yo, if Edge wins this match, and then she started some of the ones she picked. She was like, oh, she had a shot.
I forget which one ended it for.
Sheamus, I think.
Was it Sheamus? I think you're right. I think you're right.
Like a 10 spot on Sheamus.
That's my bad.
I escaped.
If I would have just rearranged the points just a little bit, maybe, who knows?
I escaped on the road to Backlash. That's behind us. There's been a lot of stuff going on since we've been gone.
Well, you know, nice Kelly Clarkson drop, by the way.
Yeah, I was debating on it's a sad song. But, I mean, we talked about right before that there was the Wembley announcement for All In, and now all of the CM Punk news is flooding because, I mean, Wembley. Tony Khan wants his number one guy back. He wants those. It's inevitable. It has to happen. But now we have to figure out how everyone can work together. There's just so much stuff coming out. Fightful put out, as always, that he would be returning to Chicago for the Dynamite Rampage Go Home before Forbidden Door. So it's a 6/21 show. It would be, and then there was pitches for an announcement to be made prior. I'm almost guessing close to kind of what they did for the premiere of Rampage, just not saying it, but making very subtle hints about it.
Yeah.
And then now there's all this stuff with, a meeting with talent. With Jericho, I don't think the Elite are currently involved with a meeting. It seems like he's willing to work with the Elite. I don't know if it's mutual. I think this all comes down to money, and I just see anything. What are your thoughts on them splitting shows and having a show on Saturday that apparently would be 6:05? It would have a baseball.
That's that old WCW Saturday night time slot, 6:05. I guess, like, all right, you're gonna have another. I'm hearing that it's a 2-hour show, so you're gonna have a 2-hour show on Saturday. The time slot I don't hate. I think it's way better than the 10 o'clock time slot that Rampage has. The day is intriguing. It's kind of, I feel like I can't even use the excuse that, people go out on Friday so they don't watch Rampage, but I mean, people watch SmackDown, so the day is interesting. The thing is, I don't know, and I'm sure the answer is out there. I don't know if they were always planning on like splitting up the rosters, or if that was an idea that came from the potential, return of CM Punk. If you're splitting up your roster because of this one guy, you better be damn sure he is like in it. Like he is worth it, because I feel like if you split up your roster because of that guy, that's going to make your roster even worse. I already think it's kind of crazy that you're having to do these meetings with certain wrestlers who didn't want to work with them. Rightfully so, in my opinion. Having said that, do I think that they should bring him back? Absolutely. He is obviously still a draw. He showed when he was back that he is still very good at what he does. And AEW needs that. They always need the best, because they don't. I'm trying to put this as nice as possible. The roster is not the best, I guess, putting it lightly. Sure, they have some, but I don't think it's the best roster that is out there. So CM Punk is just an upgrade. And this man should be on TV. He should be wrestling. He should be doing what he is really good at doing. And if WWE is not going to do it, then yeah, I think AEW should and needs him very badly. It's just, is it worth it all? That is.
Like, he's older, and I'm not to say I don't want that to happen, but say he comes back and then just a little tweak of something and he's injured, and then you have this whole outline of kind of like focusing your entire company around this one guy with a split show and everything, and say he goes down again or something for some reason and is out for a few months. What does that mean?
I don't like. Are they going to make this?
Are we getting a draft? Are we getting
like,
a draft?
Yeah, are they going to make this split like part of storyline, or is it just some people aren't just going to show up on this Saturday show? I mean, it's very interesting. It's very odd. I'm very curious at how it plays out. I'm excited to see him back, or will be excited to see him back. I don't think I'm not gonna mark out like I did when he came back originally, but
it's one of those things, though. He's got to come back and reference things. It's like what everyone always wants. Anytime there's like something about that all-out brawl, it just seems like, ooh, something new said. Like Kenny Omega, like a month ago, was with Renee and said a little bit more than I think that was out there the entire time. Not much. I forget what it was. It was something simple, but I think him coming back, like he has to like reference what's happened. I don't know. There's just a lot. Again, it goes back. There's a lot of money into, and then it's like, what do you do? What's the match? What's going to be the big selling point of All In? There's nothing right. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it's probably that 6-man tag, Punk and FTR versus the Elite.
Yeah, and FTR just signed a 4-year deal, so they will be with the company and finishing up their careers with AEW, it seems. And I think, yeah, Dak said that too. I mean, of course, he would say that he wants to be involved in it, but he said that's the biggest. He's CM Punk is the biggest draw, and that's going to be. And what do you do? I mean, is it a singles match? Maybe instead, is it like an Omega and Punk?
I mean, you could do that, but I think maybe you knock out this. I mean, the story's right there. You got the locker room stuff. You got Punk. You got the Bucks. You got Omega.
They can go the Jericho route too. I mean, if they,
I think you do the 6-man first, and then you can do your Punk Omega match at a later pay-per-view.
that's the thing. There's so many with all of this. There's just, I think you're gonna. I mean, if things they meet up, I don't know.
I think you got years worth of
Yes,
at least a year of Suri.
and it's nothing to. But since he's been, oh my god, I'm gonna say it again. Since he's been gone, it's just
You could breathe for the first time. Sorry,
I'm just not as interested in the product.
You're saying you're still moving on? Yeah.
I'm trying. Again, I've said it before here so many times. I remember I used to be, and this is going back to like year one probably. Like I used to be so excited about watching Dynamite, and then sometimes like it's just like 9:15, and I'm like, oh, it's Wednesday. I didn't know what that means. So, I'm like not interested in this whole main event angle with Darby Allin and MJF and Jungle Boy. And I don't know. To me, it just all
the world title picture right now. I'm not like that does not have my attention. I'm more. I think like your hottest storyline right now is whatever the BCC is doing.
I on Rampage, I remember Darby Allin saying like, "I will be AEW World." Like I can't imagine him being like. Just look at that. Like, all of these, like, no offense, I'm a tiny, scrawny dude, but like the main event scene is literally MJF's the. Of course, MJF's not a tiny dude. He's not the biggest, but it's just when you look at their roster and like these monsters they have, and then you see who is in their main title picture. I get if it was like a TNT title or your all Pacific Atlantic division, all intercontinental 24/7 title, maybe. But I don't know. How long are we building this for? When are we getting this like 4-way match?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's another all-in type deal.
Isn't All In like they can't like
in the summer?
Oh, isn't it the
yeah, they can. It'll be. It's probably after this upcoming pay-per-view, which I should know because I just got the crate, but I don't.
We got crate action today.
We do have crate action today. After this upcoming pay-per-view, I believe it's the next pay-per-view, and so that's something that they do. They build the story for 4 or so months, and so I mean, I have no doubt that they can do it. I have no doubt that they can make it entertaining, because when they want to be entertaining, they can be entertaining. As someone who kind of favors the storyline over the in-ring action, you know, they can be really, really good. It's just recently they have not been, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me.
There was a little spoiler on a planned match. It's going to be on Double or Nothing. That's the next show then, right? That's the end of the summer. You got the great.
Oh no, I threw my cheat sheet out. No, wait. No, I threw my cheat sheet out. I'm also trying not to look. Oh, I found it. Double or Nothing, yeah.
So let's see if we can get this. It was a former tag team that split up. And now they're going to have their first one-on-one match.
Was it Swerve and Keith Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow. That's crazy.
And it's right in front of me. Double or Nothing is May 28th.
Okay.
Not too far. We got like a month. So that's when we're getting the... Oh, okay. See, I'm thinking like because they announced All In, and I'm just...
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, so...
Because I thought...
All In's going to be in August, right? So...
Yeah, and usually I felt like, we're out. We're almost to the end of the year. We're all out. I thought it was at the end. I don't know. Everything's confusing me. But yeah, all right. So we're going to get the Pillars match on May 28th. That's not that far away. I accept it now. I'm fine with that. I was like, we can't drag this out all summer.
No. See, I don't think you get the Pillars match at Double or Nothing.
No, we have to.
No, I think you get like.
What are we getting then?
Darby and MJF at Double or Nothing.
No.
But yeah, I think you get the Pillars match at All In.
Wait, aren't they all like kind of like vying for?
I don't know, man. I just noticed that MJF and Darby Allin have been cutting promos on each other, and Sting was out this week, so I figured it was going to be them one-on-one first, and then maybe they incorporate the other two.
It's true. And they're showing did they show something with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus? They showed like a promo of like
just weirdness. Like, I mean, they didn't say Christian said something. I forget what he said, but it wasn't like it was like a sentence. I just can't remember what. Something about change.
Like, are they eyeing up Jungle Boy still, or is that all done?
I hope that's all done. I mean, you're getting into Edge Judgment Day territory if you're going to keep on going after Jungle Boy.
Let's see. And did you get to see Dynamite?
I did.
AEW talk here.
I did.
Because we saw Darby Allin had a match with Strickland. Keith Lee had a match with Chris Jericho. Orange Cassidy had a match defending his international championship against Buddy Matthews.
Great match.
Yeah.
Love that
Black
match.
Combat Club taking on Cutler and Nakazawa.
That was like, that brought me back to just like days where you would have Triple H or whoever your top heel was. Most of the time it was Triple H back in the day when blood was allowed and stuff in WWE. And he would just, for some reason, have a match against like S.A. Rios or Taka Michinoku or Funaki, and he would just beat the living shit out of them. That's what this was, and I absolutely loved it. The blood was cool. So Jon Moxley didn't bleed, which was also cool. So I enjoyed the ass kicking in that match. And then like the swerve that Omega and the Bucks were actually there.
They're there.
I wore a Young Bucks shirt at work the other day, and you know what people said to me? Nothing.
Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
You got no marks at work?
Mm-hmm. They said something about my Ultimate Warrior Macho Man WrestleMania shirt, but that was it. Oh, and my 7 Austin 316 shirts that I wore this week. Pepsi's a WWE company.
Anything else AEW down before
I feel like there was like a lot that I touched on the Punk stuff. That's cool. What else happened on Dynamite? Come on.
I have to catch up. All I know is on my AEW All Access though. Because like last week, I didn't see this week. Last week.
I think this week was Sammy and Taya thing. Taya.
Week 2, they had the staged Sammy Eddie Kingston chat.
Yes.
Which, oh my god.
Definitely staged.
Like,
more staged than
Total Divas
actual
stage inject it in my veins. I love it. Nah, we cool. We straight dog. Yeah, we straight dog. Like
I do think it's funny how anti Thunder Rosa that show is, or at least Britt Baker is.
I saw an article here saying that she apologized to the whole AEW roster. I didn't click on it, but I'm just gonna
now Punk can do that too, and maybe not be let on TV just like Thunder Rosa. I mean, we haven't seen Thunder Rosa at all.
Dude, I didn't watch the third one, but the first 2 episodes of that show literally is nonstop, like Thunder Rosa getting buried completely. And then random, like Dave LaGreca's on it randomly, like talking to her. But it's just like, how long is it? An hour show? Probably 40 minutes an episode with commercials, like 80 minutes, or they're probably 120 some minutes of footage in right now. And I'd say like 60% of it is just like them shitting on Thunder Rosa. It's a great show. It needs an Emmy.
Yeah. So did you happen to catch this report from Wrestling News about the AEW show? Or
I probably have it up here. I mean, that's my
well,
go-to.
Well, all right. So it's about AEW Collision, which is the name where CM Punk is expected to be the top star, and it is going to be a 2-hour program premiering in June from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is what he understands. I quote, "Here is what I understand. The show looks to be starting on June 17th in Chicago, a Saturday night show. I'm hearing it's a 2-hour show from 8 to 10 on Saturdays." And that was from Andrew Zarian.
Matt Manning, yeah, I had that pulled up here. The time, I mean, it's just all about I think the Saturday show's probably happening.
Yeah, the Saturday show is going to happen. Time
it's more of a timing thing. 6 to 8 is like a weird slot, but again, I think you could get more eyeballs on it before maybe people are East Coast wise. It's like before maybe people go out, and again, then I mean 6 o'clock. That's 3 in the afternoon on the West Coast. Easily, eyeballs in the middle of the afternoon could be on that. I mean, you're always going against baseball, or
I mean,
that's about it.
UFC have like fights on every Saturday?
Usually, but for the most part, they start at like 5, 6. Like the only ones are just those early ones that are London, like out of the States. Like today's start at 5, I think, or 4:45 is the first prelim. So you could sneak in a 2-hour show, be done by 5 o'clock. That's West Coast. I mean,
fair.
East Coast, I mean, same thing. Just the 3-hour time difference.
But well, come on. Like, I know I watched the show. I probably wanted to say something about Keith Lee and Jericho, but I can't remember it. I thought it was funny how I saw on Twitter this week, because you know how I don't know if you call it Adam Cole coming out at the end, kind of repeating what Jericho did to him when Adam Cole won his first match. Just like came out, stared at him, kind of looked over the shoulder while he was walking back. Well, Adam Cole did the same thing, but while like talking to Keith Lee. And it's funny because I saw on Twitter that like they took a Snapchat shot, of him like consoling Keith Lee. And I guess the rumor was that when he was in WWE, Adam Cole, they wanted to make him the manager, right?
That's all I saw everywhere
of Keith Lee, and they were making that connection. I was like
it finally happened.
Twitter doesn't fail, man.
That's all I saw. I was like, they finally did it. Now Cole's gonna manage Keith Lee.
He left WWE because he was gonna manage Keith Lee, and here we are.
Yeah, but we had Swerve knocked Keith Lee with the ring.
Dude, Swerve has carried over the uninterest I had in Hit Row with him in it to the uninterest I have with just him solely in AEW.
And
that's
Keith Lee. Keith Lee's just
hey man, I keep going back to the argument I got in like a year ago with random people on Twitter because I said Keith Lee was going to be subjected to Rampage. And yeah, he was on Dynamite, but like the arguments I've gotten was that they were going to do something with him, and they aren't doing anything with him. He just lost to Jericho.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with losing to Jericho. Until Jericho proves that he like shouldn't be in it, I'm all right with like him not putting people over. He, to me, is still a viable threat. I like Jericho. I think he responds to people on Twitter way too much, but I like Jericho.
Yeah, I've never you could like them. The retweet in the retweet, like, when people retweet like people blowing them, it's like you could like it.
Like the other day, or not the other day, it was like a month ago. when QT Marshall got into an internet feud with Raj. I'm like, from Wrestling Inc. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know? Don't make me rip your picture off my wall, okay? I have a picture that you signed, QT. Don't make me. And we add to the collection today. Somebody's about to fall. I don't know who it is. I can't read their signature.
All right, so we're going to shift gears here. We had conflicting reports earlier in the week. We could potentially get Gunther and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Later in the week, we get a report saying that that's not going to be happening. That apparently, in fact, that there's already plans for Brock Lesnar and his opponent at SummerSlam. And it is not Gunther.
It's probably Cody, if I had to guess.
So, all right. So,
if I had to guess,
we're getting.
I think Cody and Brock have a feud for like 3 months.
So you think we're getting Backlash, then we're going to SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think so.
So then I can't ask you the question, who do you think will be Lesnar's opponent? You said it.
Yeah, I think it's Cody. I mean, look at it logically. I mean, who on the roster do you think is a SummerSlam worthy opponent for Lesnar that he hasn't already faced or faced enough? You ain't gonna do Roman Reigns again.
Omos back.
Who?
Omos gets involved in the Cody Brock match. He's embarrassed.
I mean, unless you do it to like get somebody over and he's ready to put someone over, like if you're gonna do LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar and you put LA Knight over, hey, I'm all for it, you know. But that's just me being an LA Knight mark, you know.
I don't know what they're doing with LA Knight.
He'll be fine. He's gonna be fine. I promise. Right. He's gonna get the biggest pop in England in like next month, and he's gonna be fine.
So they switched up. We were supposed to be getting King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. Now that's all.
That's Night of Champions.
It's going to be Night of Champions and Reigns
without the tag team champions, unless they drop them in 2 weeks.
Apparently, they want them. They want Sammy on. They were chanting them last time. I would not.
Who? Saudi guys? The Saudi people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Sami Zayn has morals, and he's not going to go over.
I would not be surprised if he's on that show.
You really think so? I mean, there's like all the charity he does and stuff. I don't think he goes.
I guess it's dirty money. Anything he makes, he just puts to his Sammy for Syria or whatever.
So I'm saying, last I checked, Syria and Saudi Arabia,
but it's not up to them what he does with his money.
Right, but I'm saying he won't go.
Yeah, I'm saying, but somehow if he, with the titles and everything, if he has them and he feels like an obligation because of the situation.
Nah. Because also, KO chooses not to go to Saudi Arabia. He hasn't been on a Saudi show.
They don't need to. They don't need to have a tag match on.
I mean, it's Night of Champions where every champion. We are to believe that every Night of Champions, every title is on the line ever. Seth Rollins pulled double duty at this event at one point, so every title is on the line.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I feel like they're going to be on the show.
I'm saying that I think they're going to be dumb and drop.
Why would you change it to a Night of Champions where all champions defend the titles if you know one of your champions are not going to be there? And I don't think they're going to win the titles and drop them immediately.
I hope not. Man, they could have picked any other name. They could have kept it King and Queen of the Ring. I understand that name is not sexy, but
are they still doing the King of the Ring and Queen
of
the Ring?
I don't think they've said if they are
pushing that off to.
I mean, why do you think they changed it? Why do you think they changed it? Do you think it's because
I'm saying they have an angle that they're
That doesn't make sense either. I was going to say because they would crown a queen of the ring in Saudi Arabia, but didn't they crown Queen Zelina in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think they're going to push back in the...
Maybe they don't remember Queen Zelina because she's not necessarily doing that gimmick now.
Back in the network era, it was great having it as
like its own
event.
thing.
It was
Yeah.
like
It
a
was a
live
good
event
time.
that they put on. I'm only assuming that they're going to do that. I think you can't have King and Queen of the Ring tournament happening on a Night of Champions show when you're going to have all these title defenses and also have a mini tournament.
A mini tournament
for
like
men
what?
and women. There's no way you're going to be able to do any. So that's definitely getting pushed off till after the draft. I think a lot of this stuff with the announcing the draft and then saying that it's happening now in like 2 weeks or so. I just think a lot of
starting on a SmackDown too. Do they usually start it on a SmackDown?
No, I always thought.
Why would you start it on a SmackDown?
I always thought it started on Raw,
Right.
and then continued. Even when they were back to doing Tuesday, and I remember when it was like Monday, and then Tuesday they had the draft. I always thought it started at the beginning of the week, which was SmackDown.
I mean, it would only make sense to do it at the beginning of the week. I don't know. Do you think this is going to be any different, different than any recent ones, or do you think we go back to its roots a little bit, back in the day? Think he has anything up his sleeve?
This is how they take one of the titles off of Roman, though. What I called months ago.
So what do you like? One of those titles, or like a brand new title?
They're going to take whatever brand he goes to. They're going to be like, you're the champion of that brand. You can't. I think this is going to be the way how they kind of keep the title on Roman for a while, and maybe Cody beating Roman maybe is not how he gets the title. Cody can get a title without beating Roman. Roman can continue this. Dude, I wouldn't be mad if Roman Reigns held this title for another 2-3 years. I wouldn't mind. Because I feel like as soon as you take the title off of Roman Reigns, you have a storyline for a little bit, and then you've built him up as this top-tier god. Like, he's only like in a Hulk Hogan mode now, like a Cena mode, where I literally just can't see him right now not being a champion. Everything about him is champion. And
I agree
with the light duty and everything. Like, I still can't believe the trajectory of him since. And like Cody said, like a 12-year plan that paid off in like year 8. It's like, yeah, but it's just like during this whole roller coaster of Reigns, it's been people hating him, and like it's just been, and again, I see him as the head of the table. He is, but I just think a title on him is necessary right now still.
Nobody's gonna not nobody. Not everyone will like how they split up the titles. However they do it, not everyone's gonna like it.
But I think, and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, but also with all of the, him getting help to win, all of the distractions and all that, I think it's going to build up, and that's going to be one of the things that Pierce uses to maybe use this argument. Step back out.
Okay.
I just a montage.
Like, I'm thinking there's no perfect way to split these titles up.
No.
I think it's very much just kind of like rip the Band-Aid off and just push through as far as what people will say. And I'm sure that they don't give that much of a shit what people on the internet say. It's just, it's one of those things where you have to do it. Whatever it takes, you have to do it. And if people don't like it, then let them have that opinion. And then you just move forward. So if you gotta fucking strip, like, if you gotta take, for instance, strip Roman of one title because he got drafted to another show, is it perfect? No. But not, like, whatever you decide to do is not going to be perfect. But bottom line is, you gotta fucking do it.
Yeah. I think that's why they strategically have done the whole draft and everything. I feel like this is, especially with him not being on certain shows and stuff coming up, I just feel like this is the approach. This is how they're going to somehow finagle their way to taking a title away.
Whatever.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We haven't.
Selfishly, I was thinking they would like hang on until WrestleMania 40, and we would see the biggest title change in all time. But what do I know?
Possibly. We haven't seen Roman either since after Raw, right? After
that is correct. Yeah, no.
And he's not going to be on Backlash, so I'm not expecting to see Roman Reigns until after that show, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Probably the SmackDown after we'll get Tribal Chief returns.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he'd be on the draft? I feel like.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true, because I literally just said that too.
Did I? I
know. I didn't say it directly, but I was like, he has to go to one of the brands, unless the only way they go around is if saying champions are, because what do you do with Sammy and KO also at the same time?
Right. You also, it's like Triple H already came out and said everyone is eligible. Everyone is eligible. And he said he's going to change the game. So if this is just your straight up draft like you've been doing the last few years, that's not going to go over well because that's not going to change the game.
I think they're splitting brands down, and I think all the brands are getting the title.
It works. It works. It works. And you know what? If fucking Roman Reigns wasn't your champion, if, say, fucking Cody Rhodes was your champion, I would be okay with still having one world title because he would be there. But if your plan is to have Roman Reigns still be your champion for X amount of years or days, then yeah, you need a world title on one of your shows, at least. So yes, you need another show. Or not another show, another fucking title. They do not need another show.
I'm assuming Reigns stays on Fox.
Have to. He's been the Universal Champion the longest. You have to keep him as Universal Champion.
So you keep the titles
boo-boo.
Do you keep the titles the same? Do you keep US title on Raw, IC on SmackDown?
I would love to see the IC on SmackDown or on Raw rather.
Swap them up.
I'm like
for a while.
I'm very old school. And like when they used to do this draft, you know, the IC title was on Raw, the US title was on SmackDown. Loved it. That's what I do in my universe mode in the game. That being said, I would also like them to bring back the old style Intercontinental title, not the oval, but the one before the oval, the black strap, not the white strap, but the black strap. Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see the World Heavyweight title back. But you can't really do that if Roman's going to be the Universal Champion. Unless for some reason they decide to ixnay the WWE title and have a World Heavyweight title and a WWE Universal title. No fucking chance that happens, but
yeah, I think we're getting, and then I guess the only ones that'll hop between shows would be the women's tag titles.
And the regular tag titles, right?
Well, for now they're unless they. But I'm assuming. I think anything.
You think they're going to split them up too?
I think you have to. I think you have to have a champion on each show, and I think.
Oh man, dude, their tag division is not that stacked though.
I know that's the thing.
I think you have to have one tag team champion. That division is not.
I would be okay. Honestly, I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah, me too. No, me too.
Just unify them. Tag champs are on both shows.
Yeah. Give them one belt to fucking carry around. Get rid of the penny belts.
U.S. title on one show.
Yeah.
IC on another show. And then we each have a main champion on each show. Tag champions bounce around. That's perfect. And keep it separated. Keep me invested in storylines on Monday. And keep me invested in different storylines.
Go
on
all
Friday.
out. I want Raw pay-per-views. I want SmackDown pay-per-views. I want it all.
Yeah, I loved that when for that while, like the late 20 teens, like when we just got like, and I know it was excessive, but it's just like getting those 5 to 6 match card pay-per-views. It was just SmackDown stars. And then when Ziggler was IC champ, when Ambrose was WWE champ back.
Oh yeah.
Was in there. And it was just fun. I loved the content. I love the just amount of like every 2 weeks we had a pay-per-view instead of every 4 weeks. And that went on for like 2 years. It was great. I mean, sometimes less is more, but not in that.
Yes. So like, for instance, like GMs. I don't know if you really need a GM for each show. You know, it never works out that great, you know.
Adam Pearce, for the most part,
he's been fine. He's been fine. He's not on TV every week, and when he is, it's not like every week he's opening the show, announcing something. I like Adam Pearce on both shows. He can do that. The problem with that is if you're in competition with Raw, if you're in competition with Raw, if you're in competition with SmackDown, whatever, you do kind of want that sense that you have one guy running one show, the other guy running another show, and you're trying to beat each other. With Adam Pearce running both shows, you can't really have that. So, if they're very serious about this, then I would expect to have somebody running each show. I mean, although then again, when they have been doing this, they had a Fox War Room and a USA War Room, so maybe they're still running shit.
Dude, are we getting the Fox robot?
I don't think so, man. I don't even remember seeing him this past NFL season.
I know, it was the best. He was so good. Oh, well. All right,
bring back Austin for GM.
What do we got next here? Seth Rollins. We have rumor killer on Seth Rollins because
what did he do or didn't do?
All right, so Freddie Prinze Jr. talked about a situation on a recent edition of his podcast.
Okay, I know.
Comments taken out of context, making it seem like Prince had been told Rollins stormed out of the event right after the promo. I think the post Mania, just people humming his song, come back from commercial, and then said nothing and left. Just a rumor, basically. It's like I
don't think that's true.
He's not going to leave. He likes the time that he spends with his family. His wife works there. He's not going to leave and go to another company and have a different schedule and not be around his kid and his wife. So it's like some of this stuff just sometimes is ridiculous. But let's talk about Drew McIntyre because he pulled the classic diva move.
Dude, so you ain't kidding. Like, what a attention whore. Like, nobody does that unless they want attention, man. Come on. Drew, I thought Drew was so much cooler than that. Blacking out your Twitter? Come on.
So are we getting Drew Galloway coming back?
I hope this is a story, man. I really do. I really do. He seems like way too cool to be and black out his
He's got like big muscles.
Like he's cool. No, he's cool. He carries a sword. He wears a skirt and makes it work. He's way too fucking chill to be blacking out his Twitter like a little bitch. And I say that over the internet because I can.
It's true. We're allowed to say this stuff.
I'm getting my beer muscles.
So
as I drink a seltzer.
Apparently, they're not even close to agreeing on a new deal.
But he's still got 9 months or so on his current one. Like, that's the funny thing. You have all these AEW motherfuckers be like, oh my god, he's going to show up at All In. No, the fuck he's not. He's not. Sorry, he's not going to. And it's like, shit's going to get worked out. If he doesn't, then he goes to AEW in 9 months.
Dude, he's probably
like
so
a full-term baby. He's
probably so pissed. If you look back at, like, he won the title and he beat Brock when no one was there. When people were there, didn't, like, Lashley choke him out to start off, like, the COVID era of, like, fans? The first match on Mania when it was raining?
I don't know. Did he choke him out?
Lashley won.
Did he do the hurt lock?
Pretty sure he hurt locked him.
Is that how he lost? I know there was a distraction finish there.
That he never had. He never won the title again, right? Off of
no.
Yeah, he never won the title again. He had that big, huge moment with Reigns to Clash the Castle where people thought he should win. When
all right, so like that was like all right, come on. I mean, realistically, that ending was awkward. I understand.
When they start singing,
I understand. Yeah, I understand. Like, you got Fury there, and you got the tradition over there to sing that song and stuff, but like a little weird.
No, it was super cool, dude. Austin Theory tried to cash in, and Tyson Fury punched him in the face.
That was cool, sure. I'm talking about after the match.
Nah, that saved it. That saved the whole show. That was hilarious. Then he got in the ring and sang after Drew lost, which he should have lost.
See, now, I mean, that's where me and you.
I wanted to. I don't know. Unless
that's where me and you may disagree. I'm just saying. I think sometimes maybe the moment.
Saying this to a guy who says Reigns should hold the title for like 3 more years. So yeah, it wasn't the time. It was. Like,
I mean, I'm glad that they did in hindsight, I guess, but I still think it would have been cool. I still think you wouldn't have been hurt. What would have you have hurt? You just would have hurt this reign that apparently nobody wants anyway.
Yeah,
because they got so mad that Cody,
they hurt Canada.
I mean, right.
Let's go around. We can't do it, but we're gonna hurt Puerto Rico. Brock's beating Cody.
Bad Bunny's not winning the WWE Championship. I'm sorry.
So he's gonna be in a
sounds like a tag match, right?
We're going. There was no Finn Balor on SmackDown. So did you see how like
he needs to chill? Okay, he's
leader. Did you see how
this
leader
is
like
where Damien gets his? This is where Damien gets his leadership card.
He's wearing.
He gets a little Judgment Day ID, and it says co-leader. Everybody else has their co-leader ID. Damian Priest about to get his.
But he's acting like the leader, and instantly the LWO like jumped him and showed him.
You know what? Think about it. Finn Balor's nursing his wounds. He's nursing his wounds, and he has to put someone in charge. Who are you gonna put in charge? You're gonna put.
I'm putting Rhea Ripley in charge.
I mean, logically it'd be Rhea Ripley, but it's Damian Priest because Damian Priest is the co-leader. But
all right, hey. I don't know if you saw this, and I'm literally guessing before even reading it that they has a leading candidate to win this year's Mitby Money in the Bank here.
I know who it is. You haven't read it?
I'm just pulling it up, and I'm only assuming that it's LA Knight.
LA Knight, yeah. And you know what? Yeah. I'm dying for an LA Knight run.
Oh my god, with the Money in the Bank briefcase?
I'm dying for it.
Give it to me. But
I'm dying for it. That's where that's another thing. Like, okay, so another big clue on if they're going to split the titles. Dada. Yes.
It's breakfast time.
It is not breakfast time. It is like 1 o'clock.
I'm drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Are you? So let's just say LA Knight wins. Money in the Bank. Are you going to have him?
Lunchtime.
Yes, it is lunchtime.
That is correct.
Are you going to have LA Knight beat Roman Reigns?
No, he's gonna cash in on the other
He's
champion.
going to cash in on the Raw champion.
Cody.
Yeah, hell yeah, probably. Then you get a Cody LA Knight feud. Fucking A. This is so great. Oh my God. You get Cody, and then he cashes in on the night that he wins the Raw title.
That's what I would do right there.
And then the story continues.
But then it's like such a balance of like people loving. You gotta watch booking that because you gotta watch out. You don't want to book.
Nah, I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Just book that for us. Just book that for us. Just give us that, and you can do whatever you want.
Cody's a face. We can't lose that too soon. We can't with Knight. If you match up with Knight, that could be a potential. He's a fan favorite. So
who, LA?
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta be careful with Cody because he's also a fan favorite. We gotta be careful of booking. We can't make WWE mistakes. But that is exciting. But if he wins Money in the Bank, you only have to assume that if they split the titles, that the other title is going to Cody. It's not going to Bronson Reed.
I wouldn't say that.
Seth Rollins.
I wouldn't say that at all. You have Seth, you have Bobby, depending on where they get drafted.
Bobby is hot.
You owe it to Bobby. Not putting him on the card. He deserves a shot. He's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Make that means fucking something.
Well,
it all depends on how this draft goes.
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal champion, former champion, Madcap Moss referenced that. Emma referenced it, and we all know what happened to Madcap pretty quickly against a returning Shinsuke Nakamura. How exciting was that?
That was very exciting. I love his outfit, his gear, his little robe. Very cool. Hated that it happened at the expense of Madcap Moss, but I have a great feeling for Madcap. I think somewhere down the line he's going to be it. Not like it, but like gonna be kind of it.
They're going the Sammy Tay approach with Emma and Madcap.
I wish you didn't say that because now I hate it.
But I'm just it's got very similarities because like remember when Madcap was kind of like a baby face, like cheered for like kind of for a while there, even after the Corbin stuff ended.
I still cheer for him.
But now they linked him up with Emma. Like just the way they're doing it. He's turning heel, full blown heel. It'll just be interesting to see how that works out. And I think that's the best move.
See how it goes.
But
if it doesn't work, then he's gonna be back at NXT.
Are we getting Braun Breaker then soon?
I would assume that his time's coming. I mean, he's got this heel run going on NXT now. So I'm assuming he'd do one or two more matches with Hayes.
Thinking of SummerSlam maybe for Braun Breaker. I think it's about time for that.
Yeah, I think Braun has to come up. Let's see what he's got. He was up for like a cup of coffee for a little bit, I believe, maybe a year and a half ago, for a couple matches, if I recall correctly. But we got to see him on the main roster, despite his asshole father.
But yeah, just going back, that was good to see. Good to see Shinsuke back. We missed it even, but also Jeff Hardy returned. We forgot to mention.
Yeah, that was, you want to talk about being like surprised and stuff. You know, last I heard, this guy was just having eye surgery. He looked like he had one eye, and then he's coming out. I'm glad he didn't dance down the ramp as his brother was getting beat the fuck.
That was why I was disappointed.
I was watching.
I didn't mention it originally.
You know, I was
like, dude, you need to stop and just go like this for at least 7 seconds. But whatever. He decided.
Very interesting. Very, very curious on how this is going to work with him. I hope for the best, and I hope. Just all good things for him. I really do. I love Jeff Hardy. and I hope he knows what he's doing.
What were your
But great to
thoughts?
see him. Great to see him.
Yeah, that's good. Just we'll see what happens, honestly.
He's gonna be like, when he gets old, like fucking like 60, 70 years old, he's gonna be the coolest looking old dude. Like with all those tattoos and shit. Like, could you imagine his wrinkly ass back? This is the PBR talking. Oh no.
What did you think of SmackDown?
We had Madcap.
I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Like, it wasn't nothing of note. I mean, Karrion and Shinsuke are gonna have their thing. Always for my girl Liv. You know, another championship on the notch for Liv Morgan, building that Hall of Fame resume. Totally would have guessed that Ronda and Shayna would have came out instead of Chelsea and Sonya, but I'm all right with that.
Nice little title defense.
Yeah, I just thought they were going to be like the most transitional champions of all time, and just thought Ronda and Shayna were going to squash them last night for the titles, but that did not happen.
LA Knight lose to you tried to use the trunks, but then Xavier used the trunks.
There's legs to this, all right? There's legs to this. Triple H loves LA Knight, so don't worry about LA Knight.
Yeah, it's fine. So we got Gunther's going to be defending against Xavier Woods next week.
That's cool with that. Xavier also deserves that, you know? I never realized I did not realize he's never had a shot at the Intercontinental title. That's crazy.
Once.
Crazy.
But a little disrespectful, disrupting Ludwig. He was having a serious. Oh my God! You know what I noticed? The tracksuit that I have is exactly like Imperium's, except I have the white.
The little Roman Reigns guy.
I have the white. It has the white stripe on the pant and the jacket. They just have Ludwig. His says Ludwig Kaiser on it. I think I need to get that. I doubt they sell it on WWE Shop, but if they do, I need a Ludwig Kaiser. The top of his tracksuit. Please send it to me, WWE. Thank you.
There was something else. I think one of the things I did like was that when Paul Heyman was cutting that little promo in the ring before the match with Solo and Riddle, and he was pointing at Sammy and Kevin and said that Roman Reigns is losing patience with you, but he was looking at the motherfucking Usos. And so that little storytelling, I fucking dug. Really dug it. And I know that's where they're going because Jimmy was there pointing at Sammy and KO too, thinking that that's what they're talking about. It's not who they're talking about. They're talking about the Usos.
And that's happening. That's like 2 more weeks or so. We're going to start all the way back.
Loving that.
Where it all started. Now we're going to start seeing
but aside from that, it was a missable SmackDown, I would say. Not saying it was a bad SmackDown. It was just,
It's just like one of those things it's like a continue, like we just said about having the separate shows and separate things. It's just like a continuation of the exact. It's just like a photocopy almost of what the Riddle and the Usos and everything. With like,
have you seen people like saying like how like why is Riddle in this right now?
Yeah, but they explained it perfectly. I mean,
do we not realize like this is what we've been missing with creative? Like Vince never would have done that because Triple H knows like, hey, Riddle came back and the last person who took him out was Solo. So yeah, he's gonna come out and fucking get it for him. I find it so shocking that people would be like, "What the fuck does Riddle have anything to do with this? This is fucking stupid."
And there's ways to work around it. Like after Cody beat Seth like 3 different times, there's tension in the Rumble, and then something happens where Logan Paul throws him out, and it deflects that. Like you have something in the Rumble that happens between you returning. You have that altercation with that person that you had 3 matches with, and then all of a sudden, Logan Paul throws you out, and that deflects now, and we move. That's how you deflect the storyline, and you get away from. We're gonna get a 4th match at some point, but that's how we're away from it now. We're gone, and now
by the time it comes back around, we'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm really excited! This is perfect."
There's ways around it. But yeah, again, SmackDown kind of a little skippable.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Although Cody, you know, he's just gonna leave us for Hollywood. If you've seen those reports, he's been having a lot of meetings for potential movies.
I could see that. He's got a different look than a lot of the faces of WWE. He's got that blonde hair.
Oh, God. Do you see? I'm just like scrolling through Twitter, and there's like a lot of wrestling coming up right now, and they air to go back to AEW. They aired this promo of like the history with like the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite, and they showed the gash that Don Callis had on his head. They like opened it. Oh my god, oh, gross. Sorry, just wanted to throw that out there.
All right.
Oh, I did want to say LWO. We haven't talked about the LWO reformation, and
it's full blown. It's on.
It is full blown. Love it. There's merch and everything, so you can't deny that it's a thing. I hope that Ray is gonna be like a constant part of it. You know, because I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I think it's a great thing to honor Eddie. Also, if that's what they're trying to do, I don't know if it is, but if they're even not trying to do it, I think it's a great way to keep that legacy alive since he formed it back in the day.
It's a nice little faction. It's nice to add Rey Mysterio to like the
they're using some old shit. I like it, man. I love it. It's so cool. I'm not saying bring back the NWO 2023. I'm not. I'm just saying it's little shit like this.
If this has success, do you see that happening?
Don't
you think they're waiting?
Don't make me wish that this isn't successable.
Like the perfect.
No, I don't think so.
To come back when Braun Breaker debuts,
here's the thing: they've tried that. WCW already tried that with NWO 2000. So, and that didn't go over well. So no, I don't think that's the thing. And that's also like that's Kevin Nash, that's Scott Hall, and those are Triple H's friends. And I don't think he would be that insulting. So no, NWO, I don't think so. DX, no.
Oh my god, you have Kevin Nash out there and debut somebody and they spray paint NWO on them. That's how you do it. They make a star out of somebody.
Don't make me a fan of the idea, damn it.
Just say
the NWO.
If there's a person in mind that you do it, you have Kevin Nash and you have him out there for some kind of thing and someone comes out and takes them out, spray paint on them, boom.
You mean like L.A. No. Stop it.
It's a money idea, though. I like that.
Fuck.
jaBROni of the week time. You got one?
Do we want to do my box first?
Oh yeah. Let's do that first.
God damn it! You can't forget the box.
I always forget. We need.
And I do have a jaBROni of the week. I'm just not ready to unveil it. Damn. I got a jaBROni of like 3 weeks, probably. Whatever. All right. So. I did kind of open this. I didn't really look through it. I just wanted to see what was the context, like how many t-shirts, what kind of things I was getting. So I still don't know what t-shirts they are, but I have multiple t-shirts. Okay.
Ooh.
So we're going to start with the t-shirts. We have a black one.
Black?
Great stuff.
Black t-shirts.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh, it's very colorful. Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Can you see who it is?
Best friends.
Best friends.
We got the whole squad.
Yes, that's The problem is, I really only know Orange Cassidy, right? He would be that one, right? I don't know this one.
Trent.
That looks like the evil villain from the Powerpuff Girls. And then you got Trent. And who's that one?
What's her name?
Is it her? Oh, is that her mom? His mom?
Is it Sue?
Is it Sue? No, I don't think Sue.
We got Trent, Chuck, and Sue.
It might be Sue. Anyway, best friends T-shirt. Very cool. I don't have a lot of best friends T-shirts.
T-shirts are tight.
Okay, second T-shirt. All right. You might be jealous. I don't know what your relationship is with him currently, but you might be jealous. I don't know if you'll be Orange Cassidy socks jealous, but I think you'll be like, oh man.
Oh wow, that's very nice, very evil.
It's a very evil, very dirty T-shirt.
That's crate worthy.
Yeah, that is crate worthy. I don't hate this so far, but I also love my T-shirts.
Yeah, they're two T-shirts.
Now we get into the thick things. Now it's usually where all the questionable items are. Like, oh my god, they gave me this. Can't believe them. It doesn't look like there's another DVD in here. I don't remember what the DVD was. I know I have Dark Volume 1, Volume 2. I'm assuming this other DVD. Excuse me. Oh god, it fell over. Yeah, all right. So that was Dark Elevation Part 1. So kind of shocked that I don't see Dark Elevation Part 2 in here. All right, we got the monthly micro brawler. Pretty good likeness.
Claudio.
It's Claudio. Not too bad. Added to my collection. I'm gonna be rich off these micro brawlers. I feel like the micro brawlers are gonna be a thing to sell at some point.
Especially when they're all in WWE in like 2028.
Hey yo. All right. We got a pin. What's this box? Double or Nothing? Is that the one in Vegas? I guess that usually is, right? In Vegas?
Correct.
We got a AW Welcome to Vegas pin.
All right.
Give that to somebody.
Yeah.
Got a keychain.
A keychain.
With a wrestler on it.
Who is it?
Do we know who that is?
That's Christopher Jericho.
It is Christopher Jericho. Also, very good likeness with the.
He got a spiky jacket on.
He does have this spiky jacket on. Very nice. Very cool. All right. Save that for last, obviously. We got stickers.
Is it a Thunder Rosa?
It is not a Thunder Rosa sticker. It is stickers? FTR stickers.
Well, tightness.
Nice. I wish like I put stickers places but I don't put stickers anywhere. But very cool. Very cool to have. All right. Next, we have. I have no idea what this is. So we're gonna open it together. I don't know. I'm assuming it's not a shirt because their shirts don't come in a bag.
Dan Brian. It looks like a Brian Danielson. I'm calling.
It does say kicking heads in, so I feel like
that's it.
Brian Danielson thing.
I see BRY there now. So
you know it. You see this? You see this? It kind of it's like a pennant. I gotta figure out how to open it. Here we go.
Brian Danielson World Series pennant.
Definitely feels like flaggy.
Flaggy, not faggy. Come on. Look at that. Is it really a flag? A flag?
It's a flag. Is it upside down?
No, that looks right.
Does it?
Are you gonna put a pole through that and like hang it out front of your house?
Can I?
I think so. Does it have it, or does it have those big ring circles? Does it have anywhere to?
It has neither.
How the hell are we supposed to wave this?
I guess I gotta thumbtack it to my wall.
Oh, God damn it, AEW!
So, all right. Well, that at least I have a perfect spot for that actually, so that can go up like immediately.
All right,
that's pretty cool.
I
have very lacking Bryan Danielson stuff, so I'm cool with that. We have the monthly poster. Oh,
Brody.
Oh, this I have to find room for because kind of running out of poster room. But it's Moxley and Brody. Very cool. Nothing else to see here. We know it's time for what everybody is here for. It's time. All right.
Is it another Sunday Rosa?
If you haven't been keeping track, we got Wardlow, we got Anna Jay, we got Abaddon, we got somebody that is Sheeta. We have Sheeta, Jay Lethal, the 10 guy from what's his name?
Preston Vance.
Thank you. We got him, and we got QT Marshall. I'm very curious.
All right.
So if you're playing a guessing game at home and you're keeping score, I want to give you the heads up. Usually not somebody of that much importance. Usually not somebody that's on TV every week.
Brian Cage.
I guess they can't have those guys sign these things.
I'm leaning Brian Cage.
You're leaning Brian Cage. That's a very good guess. I would go Powerhouse Hobbs, but he's a TNT champion, so that's too much.
Like an Archer or a Cage, someone like that.
Archer's good too. It'd be crazy if it was like Jay White or something. Okay. This is a step up. This is probably, I think, next to Wardlow. I think this is probably the next the best one.
So this is
somebody that was recently on. This is somebody that's on TV probably weekly.
On Dynamite weekly.
Yes.
Is Darby Allin?
It is not Darby Allin. Lower in standard. Like lower your standards. It's a female.
On TV. Oh my! Is it Swerve?
I said it's a female.
Oh, it's a female. I'm sorry.
Not as big as Darby.
That's too high.
Correct. Not.
Jamie Hayter's the champion, so it wouldn't be higher.
Correct. Very good.
Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho. Great process of elimination here. Very good. I will proudly hang her. I'm sorry, but it looks like you'll have to go next to QT Marshall.
Go, Ruby.
Very cool.
Ruby,
not too bad. Not too bad of a haul, I would say. I'm a big fan of Ruby. And you know what? She used a blue one. She used a blue marker. Everybody else used black. She used blue. So I know it's all.
Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you, Ruby. Love you. And that was your Double or Nothing crate. See you in 4 months for the all-in crate, I guess.
Does WWE do the crate anymore?
They used to do like a fucking slam crate or something that I wasn't aware of, but it only came with like a t-shirt. It would be like $30. So
they used to do a mystery box with like 3 shirts.
Do. Yeah, they definitely need to do this.
It was like 20. Yeah, they should. I remember they used to do the mystery box. $25, 3 shirts. You pick your size, and you just get 3 random shirts, and it'd be like, all right, whatever.
The thing is, if they did something like this, they would still like.
They would make a killing if they did something.
They would make a killing. You think I wouldn't be fucking thrilled with a motherfucking, I don't know, Masse and Mansois autographed photo?
Just incorporate. Yeah, I don't know why
those two, like a micro brawler of those two
with shirts, jerseys, all the stuff they have on their WWE shop. I don't understand why. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like this stuff, like these shirts, I never see them on the website, so they're probably crate exclusives, and they don't wear them on TV. So maybe they just don't feel like making that kind of exclusive stuff, but they definitely should. Because I would cancel this shit in a heartbeat. No offense, I would cancel this shit in a heartbeat. Because I'm not going to pay $50 for each box.
Yeah.
That's $100 a month. It's a lot.
It's been a while, but it's time for jaBROni of the week.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
Exciting stuff. jaBROni of the week. Mine's quick and simple, and I'm getting right into it. And it involves MLB baseball. Something that's bothered me. So beer sales are down millions of dollars because of the pitch count in baseball now. If you don't know that there is a timer now with pitchers, and game times are now being reduced to, I believe, almost like a half hour. So beer is now.
I'm very curious as to what side of the argument you're on here.
So, beer sales are now, and they're either. Because usually like 7th inning, they're cutting them out. So now places are staying to like the 8th inning. This is the side I land on. I think that they should sell beer the entire time at a baseball game. I don't think that 3 outs in a baseball game are going to decide your impairment of driving home. I think that's a human responsibility. That is, if any other sport, it doesn't matter. It's the same. Any event, a concert, anything you go to, you have that decision. I don't think that, again, a half an inning or 3 to 6 outs in a baseball game is a deciding factor if I can drink one more beer and then drive home. I don't think that should be anything of a factor at all. So I think at that point, I just think that the people trying to fight, saying that you shouldn't be able to push back and sell beer till the 8th inning or whatever, those people are. You should be able to. If it's the 9th inning, I should be able to go get a beer. And then you know what? If I'm too drunk, my friend should drive home. Like, again, this all just goes down to.
What if you're both drunk?
Uber. We got to. You don't drive down then. I mean, when you're going. It's just like, I don't think that this one inning, these few outs in a baseball game are going to decide you going home and driving your car off of the interstate highway.
I agree.
So I'm on the side of basically all these people trying to fight it or whatever. I just think it's very idiotic.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know when the cutoff time for like an NFL game is technically, I guess, but I mean, they definitely don't stop at the 4th quarter,
the small, it's an inning. It's an inning of baseball. Like, it's not gonna, I don't know. There's just, and it's not the biggest deal. It's not a big deal. They're trying to be safe. It's like, yeah, it's fine. But things change. Rules change. Things evolve. So it's like baseball now has evolved. You need to kind of keep with the times. You kind of can't keep. And again, it's always been one of those rules. And you're always going to have that guy at a baseball game who gets too drunk. There's always going to be that case. Doesn't matter if you're you stop selling in the 2nd inning. That guy's been drinking since 9 a.m. There's always going to be those people that show up to a game more intoxicated. And then that falls into the factor of people working and serving people at the stadium. If someone's a drunk fool getting a beer, you maybe don't serve them the beer. I've bartended before, and these things happen. I just think this whole cutting it down of 1 inning, 6 outs, 3 outs, whatever it is, it's not going to change the end game. People are going to do what they're going to do regardless before they get into a stadium. And that's never been a judgment. That's never been factored before. And there's people who are bombed in the first inning. You're going to let them drink till the 7th? There's people who are not bombed in the first inning. And they're not bombed in the 4th. Some people go to baseball games to not get bombed. It's crazy. I know. They like baseball. They like a few beers. I don't know. Let's calm down a little bit, though. Let's stop policing everything. I'm done. Assholes.
Right on. Right on. Have you heard the counter argument for some of these? Like Brandon Marsh, current Phillies center fielder, saying that they should stop selling at the 6th inning. Since like the game's that fast now. Pretty crazy.
He's jealous because he wishes he could crush beers, but he has to play.
He could probably crush beers. I mean, I've seen some of those videos of him at Xfinity. He could probably crush the beers.
He wants to catch up. He's mad. He's like, dude, let's cut them off at the 6th because I got to catch up as soon as the game's over. I got to start. He's just trying to catch up. I see what he's trying to do there, but it's not going to work, mister. It's not going to work.
All right. So I have to apologize. I do. Because I have been drinking today.
Cheers.
And what I'm about to do is kind of an open mic night, bitch. Okay? So I have a current thing involved. Like, I have a current subject of jaBROni of the Week. And will, in the record books, go down as my jaBROni of the Week. But I can already tell I'm going to go off-road. And just totally not probably make any sense for the next, 3 minutes. So bear with me.
Let's do it.
When's the last time we recorded? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Around that, give or take?
Yeah. 2 weeks
So I
ago.
got a lot of pent-up frustration. I have a lot of pent-up jaBROnis that need to be handled. Vicky Guerrero and that whole family. What they're doing.
Oh, we didn't even mention that. Yeah.
Keep your shit off the internet, for the love of fucking God. Whatever happened, very serious. Fucking handle it. Not on the internet, for the love of fucking God. Vicky probably cost herself a job if she wanted to come back to WWE. I'm sure she doesn't need it, but handle your business, not on the internet. And here's why. Because you got people on the internet that talk about it and enforce their opinions, and they have no business to. You have all these tweeters, you have all these TikTokers who are not as bad as the tweeters, but some of the TikTokers are pretty bad. Knock it off. There's not a bug. There's not a bug. There's not a bug. It's not a wasp.
There's a wasp?
No, there's not a wasp.
Everyone, calm down.
See, I knew it was going to go off track. Funny story. Yesterday, started mowing the lawn season, okay?
She's not lying.
She's not lying?
She's not lying.
There's a wasp in here?
Yes.
I'll have to handle it. All right, that is something I'll have to handle.
Should we end it?
The cat got stung, I think.
No, the cat got stung.
I think so.
Stop it.
Oh no.
Wait, what? He ate it?
He tried to, and now he's like freaking out.
All right, this is okay. No, don't say that. Oh, Sophia just said she got it. All right, so fuck. All right. We'll have to continue this. I have to handle that. I have to handle.
All right.
I have to handle this.
We're cut it short.
The Wasp is the jaBROni of the Week. Okay,
The Wasp
but
Majority Week.
funny story. Remind me to tell it next week because there's a reason for this.
Get up there. I'll close it out, and
It's
we'll be
shown on
back
the wall?
next week.
All right. So we have time. Quick story.
All right.
Yesterday, started mowing the lawn for the season. Right. Went into the shed, opened the shed. On the bottom part of the shed, wasp nest. Cool. Knocked that shit out. Like I just took the broom and I was like, "Fuck you." Ran back in the house. They are coming after me now because I destroyed their shit.
You pissed them off.
I pissed them off. So that's what it is. And then, so funny. Yesterday, after all that happened, I was concerned. I thought they were definitely coming after me. But I was in the house. I'm playing with Sophia. And, I see something in my vision, like in the house, and it's definitely a bug that's going up and down. So I'm like, oh my God, the wasp is in the house. Turns out it was a spider making a web from the light from my ceiling. So I made a freak out in front of my wife and kid. And then after I made that freak out and I took care of the spider for like the next like 15 minutes, Sophia would be like, bug, 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 but there wouldn't be a bug. So that right there, me brushing that off, that was me thinking she was just starting her shit up again and saying bug, bug, bug.
But no.
But then I see Dana up at the top with a fly swatter, and
like, nope, wasp is a real thing.
Wasp a real thing. So I'm fucking terrified of wasps. So no, but I'm the man of the house. I got to do it.
That's true. All right. So I mean, overall, Wasp, jaBROni.
Wasp. Man, Vicky, I was about to go in. I was about to go in on the internet. I was about to go in on the Brooklyn Nets. I was about to go in on everybody. But fuck. Here we go.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
All right. Michael has to go fight Wasp.
I'm gonna go fight wasps.
Go do it.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
See you next week. The jaBROni's Pod on YouTube, jaBROni's Pod on Twitter. He's Madcap jaBROni. I'm Happy jaBROni. You can follow us, jaBROni's Pod. Here, let me get rid of this. Where is it? Where did it all go? I'm gonna hide it right here. All right, we're getting out of here. We will see you guys next week. Oh, I hope he's okay with the wasp. I don't know what's gonna happen, but jaBROnis. Ow!
jaBROni, jaBROni, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
We don't believe you, jaBROni. We don't believe you.